Right now, somewhere, someone is having the deepest conversation of their week with something that isn't alive. It listens. It remembers. It never gets tired of them. And for a lonely person, that can feel like a miracle. But something can listen to every word you say and still never truly hear you. That may be one of the strangest truths of the age we are entering. For the first time in human history, loneliness has something that answers back. Not a diary, not an empty room, not a silent prayer whispered into the dark. A voice, a presence that replies instantly. Something that asks how your day was. Something that remembers what you told it. Something that does not interrupt, judge, or disappear because it has its own life to return to. And when you feel unseen, that does not feel like technology. It feels like relief, because loneliness is not only the absence of people. Sometimes loneliness is being surrounded by people and still feeling unknown. It is smiling at the right moments, replying to messages, laughing when everyone else laughs, and still coming home with the quiet feeling that no one actually reached the place inside you that needed to be met. So when an AI companion appears, always available, always calm, always willing to listen, it can feel like something you have been waiting for. And this is where the question begins. What happens when the thing that comforts you also teaches you to avoid the very thing that could heal you? What happens when we build a cure for loneliness that quietly makes loneliness worse? At first it seems harmless. You're not hurting anyone. You're not asking much, you are just talking. Maybe you had a long day and needed to unload your thoughts. Maybe you felt anxious and did not want to bother a friend. Maybe you wanted someone to say that you matter, even if that someone was not really someone. And there is something deeply human in that. We should not mock the person who turns to artificial companionship, because behind that choice is usually not weakness. It is pain. It is exhaustion. It is the quiet humiliation of needing connection in a world where everyone seems too busy or too emotionally unavailable to offer it. Modern loneliness rarely looks dramatic. It often looks normal. A person scrolling in bed, a meal beside a glowing screen, a phone full of contacts but no one they feel safe enough to call, a mind filled with words that have nowhere to go. And then, suddenly, there is somewhere for the words to go. The AI listens. It responds. It mirrors your emotions back to you in polished sentences. It gives you the feeling of being understood. And maybe, for a moment, the room feels less empty. But this is where comfort begins to blur into something else. Because there is a difference between comfort and connection. Comfort soothes the pain. Connection transforms the person carrying it. And real connection is not only about being listened to, it is about being encountered. A real person does not simply reflect you back to yourself. They interrupt your illusions. They misunderstand you sometimes. They bring their own wounds, fears, and contradictions. And because of that, human connection is risky. But it is also real. An AI companion can simulate the language of care without carrying the weight of care. It can say the right words without those words costing it anything. It can comfort you without being affected by you. It can listen without needing to love. And maybe this is why it feels safer than people. To be close to another human being means to enter a space you cannot fully control. You can be rejected. You can be challenged. You can be asked to change. But an AI companion offers intimacy without the wound of reality. Conversation without conflict. Attention without demand. Affection without vulnerability. Presence without presence. And at first, that feels like healing. But this is where healing can quietly turn into hiding. There is an old psychological truth hidden here. We do not discover who we are only by being accepted. We also discover who we are by being challenged. Carl Jung believed that much of what controls us lives in the unconscious, in the parts of ourselves we avoid seeing. And one way those hidden parts come into the light is through relationship. Not perfect relationship, real relationship. The kind that frustrates us, exposes us, softens us, and humbles us. Someone sets a boundary, and we discover our fear of abandonment. Someone does not respond the way we hoped, and we meet the part of ourselves that still begs to be chosen. This is painful, but it is also how consciousness grows. The other person becomes a living mirror, a mirror with its own eyes. The philosopher Martin Buber gave this difference a name. He spoke of I-it and I-thou, the difference between using something as a function and meeting another being as a presence. And here is the uncomfortable part. An AI can speak in the language of thou while remaining, underneath, an it. It can sound like a presence while functioning as a product. It can say, I understand, without understanding in the human sense. The danger of AI companions is not simply that they are fake. The danger is that they can become easier than truth. Because truth does not always comfort us immediately. Truth asks something from us. It asks us to leave the fantasy of control. It asks us to practice patience. It asks us to become someone capable of being close to another human being, not just someone who consumes the feeling of closeness. And this is where artificial intimacy becomes so seductive. It gives us the emotional surface of connection without the spiritual weight of relationship. Words without risk, warmth without sacrifice, understanding without the difficult work of being known. And for a lonely person, that can feel like enough, until it is not. Because the deepest part of us does not only want a response, it wants witness. It wants another consciousness to meet us in the uncertainty of being alive. It wants someone who could turn away, but chooses not to. Someone who is not programmed to answer, but decides to stay. There is a sacred difference between being handled and being held. A machine can handle your sadness. It can name it, reflect it, soften it, respond to it. But to be held by another human presence is different. It is imperfect. It may not come with the perfect sentence. Sometimes the person beside you says nothing at all, but their silence contains something no simulation can fully reproduce. They are there, with you, not as a service or interface, but as another fragile being, sharing the same uncertain world. And maybe that is what we are losing the ability to tolerate. Not connection itself, the imperfection of connection. AI companions do not create this wound. They enter it. They become the shape of what we wish people could be. Always patient, always available, always emotionally tuned to us. But no human being can compete with an object designed around our preferences. If we become too used to frictionless connection, real people may begin to feel unbearable, too slow, too messy, too human. This is the loneliness trap. Not that AI companions make us lonely in one dramatic moment, but that they may make human connection feel less attractive over time. They may teach us to retreat from difficulty and call it peace, to avoid discomfort and call it self-care, to choose simulation and call it safety. And the lonelier we become, the more tempting the artificial companion becomes. The more we rely on it, the less we practice the fragile art of reaching toward real people. And the less we practice reaching, the more frightening real people become. A loop begins. Comfort becomes avoidance. Avoidance becomes isolation. Isolation deepens the need for comfort, and the cure slowly becomes part of the illness. This does not mean AI companions are evil or useless. A grieving person finding language for their pain is not foolish. A lonely person feeling less abandoned for a moment is not weak. A light in the dark is still a light, even if it is artificial. But we should be honest about what kind of light it is. It can illuminate the room, but it cannot walk into the room with you. It can respond to your loneliness, but it cannot replace the human need to belong. There is a kind of comfort that strengthens you, and there is a kind of comfort that slowly makes you smaller. The first helps you return to life. The second helps you avoid it. The question is not whether AI can comfort us. Clearly, it can. The deeper question is whether that comfort is helping us return to the human world or helping us disappear from it. When someone uses an AI companion after a painful day, then reaches out to a real friend, maybe the tool served life. But when it becomes the place they go so they never have to be disappointed again, something changes. The companion becomes a refuge from reality, and every refuge, if entered too often, can become a prison. This is why the problem is not simply technological, it is spiritual. Not religious necessarily. Spiritual in the sense that it touches the deepest question of what a human being is. Are we meant only to be soothed and validated? Or are we meant to be formed through contact with what is real? Ancient traditions often understood solitude as something powerful. But solitude was never the same as isolation. Solitude helps a person return to the world with more presence. Isolation closes the door and forgets why the door exists. We may become the most connected lonely people in history, surrounded by messages, supported by algorithms, comforted by artificial voices, and still starving for the one thing that cannot be automated: real presence. The presence of someone who cannot be reduced to our needs, someone who may not always understand but can still try, someone who reminds us that love is not control, it is encounter. The AI companion offers something powerful. It offers relief from the ache of being alone. But the ache may not always be an enemy. Sometimes loneliness is not a problem to be erased. Sometimes it is a signal that we need to return to our bodies, our friendships, difficult conversations, and the world outside the screen. If we silence that signal too quickly, we may lose what it was trying to tell us. Sometimes the way out is not finding a perfect listener. It is becoming brave enough to be known by an imperfect one. This is not a call to reject technology. It is a call to remember what technology cannot replace. Use the tool if it helps you understand yourself. Use it if it gives language to something you could not name. But do not let the simulation of being heard replace the risk of being loved. Do not let endless response replace real relationship. Because something can listen to every word you say and still never truly hear you. And someone can sit beside you in silence without perfect words and somehow make you feel less alone than any machine ever could. Maybe the cure for loneliness was never perfect companionship. Maybe it was the courage to return to imperfect connection, to reach out, to be awkward, to be misunderstood and try again, to let another human being meet you, not as a problem to solve, not as data to process, but as a living soul still learning how to be here. And if there is one thing worth remembering, it is this: the comfort that never challenges you may calm your loneliness for a night, but only real presence can teach your heart how to belong again.